Track days are really fun, and I think I'm ready to take the GR86 out to Hallett for a track day and see how I do on track. But before I do, I like to test out something really quick. I'm a big sim racer, and I want to see if driving a sim can improve my driving in real life. I want to set a time on my sim racing and then see if I can match that when I go on my track event in the GR86. Now, I would love to get more seat time in the real thing, but of course that can be expensive since you have to pay for the track event plus the maintenance that you'll have to do afterwards. So let's go inside and I'll show you my sim setup, and then we'll set some times at Hallett for the GR86, and then we'll see if I can beat that or come close to that in the real thing. And be sure to like the video down below and subscribe to Gas and Watts. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so please help us out. So now let's go take a look at the rig next time. All right, so this is my rig here. It's a pretty small office area. I use the other half of this table as my work area, and this half is just my personal gaming area. I have the wheel kind of pushed out to the side right now because it actually takes up a lot of the space in this area. It's a pretty small space, but I'll show you the wheels and pedals that I have here in a little bit. But this is pretty much the setup. And as you can see, this is the tower setup I have back here. This is a tower that I built myself to be as quiet as I could possibly get it, still being air cooled and everything like that. So the tower itself is a Leon Lee 011 dynamic. And then of course I also got the Leon Lee SL120 unifans. They're pretty quiet, and then they're RGB too. My wife and I kind of like purple, so we just kind of chose this light purple. And it gives a nice glow, as well as the Noctua NHD 15 CPU fan, and then of course a Asus ROG Strix 850 watt power supply for it. And the motherboard is an Asus Prime X570P. And then the CPU I chose was a AMD Ryzen 9 5900X. As for the video card, I got a EVGA GeForce RTX 3080 for the Win Edition. And then I also have 32 gigabytes of RAM from Corsair. And then for the hard drive, I picked up a Samsung 970 EVO SSD 2 terabyte. Of course, there's always different parts you can mix and match with these things. I just tried to get as good of a computer as I could with the best parts that I could afford at the time. So of course, there's always better parts coming out. Oh, and then to round it up, to make it a little bit cleaner, I got some Antec power supply sleeved cables that I can connect to the video card, and then the CPU as well for the power. So it kind of makes it a little bit more clean. But moving along, I have a Samsung G9 49-inch Odyssey. I love the ultra-wide monitors. I can do a lot of work on them. I can have a lot of windows up as well. Then the keyboard, I just have a Logitech G810, and I just have an old MMORPG mice from Razer, and of course an old Dell mouse pad. I could probably change this out, but I've had this for a long time, and I feel a little bit nostalgic with it. It's kind of torn up, but it still works, so I just keep it around just for fun. As far as wheels, I got the Logitech G923 racing wheel and pedals, and then as well as the Logitech G driving force shifter along with it. And then of course the wheel and pedal stand with the shifter stand. I got a cheap Vivor G920 racing steering wheel stand from Amazon. Now all the parts that I've kind of listed out, I'll put a link down below if you want to check those out. Of course, the graphics card is a 3080, so you'll probably want to upgrade that. It depends. Because what we're running today is Assetto Corsa. So why did I pick Assetto Corsa? Mainly because there's just such a huge modding community out there, and they are great. They can get the car that you want into the simulation if you want to. They already have my GR86 as well. Of course, there's also tracks that get modded into Assetto Corsa, and the course that I want to drive, EKO Sim Racing, has created a track for it. Now, he's also created many other circuits. You can check out his website. I'll leave the link to his website down below. He's great. Abe got in contact with him and got the Hallett track for us to use. It was pretty simple and easy to get the track from him. All you have to do is just send him an email on his website. So let's now get into Assetto Corsa. All right, we've got everything set up. I'm ready to go. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it's okay. We've got Assetto Corsa loaded up right now. The car is almost ready to go. We're on Hallett track. There's one more thing I need to do in electronics. I need to turn off traction control since I won't be running traction control or stability control on the GR86 while I'm driving on track. And then we're pretty much ready to go. So we're at the pits right now. The first run is always pretty slow, but we'll just run for 15 minutes. I have a timer up here that I'll start right after I start going. We're just gonna get used to the track and then we'll see how fast we can go. So let's get started. Timer kind of messed me up there. All right, let's see. Let's go back to pits here. That was my laps, and as you can see, I kind of crashed out at the end there. There was about a little bit over 30 seconds left on the timer, and I was trying to get around one more time, but then the alarm went off, and I was trying to turn it off, and I wasn't paying attention, and I kind of crashed out, as you saw. But for those laps, the best time I got was 1 minute 32.567 seconds, which is a pretty good time. And for a stock GR86, I think that's pretty fast. Not only that, the fastest time I've gotten in the GR86 is 1 minute 31.496 seconds. And to be honest with you, I don't really think that I'm going to be able to get that time or close to that time in real life. There's a few factors that I think that will affect my time in real life. One being that I actually can't heel toe in real life. That's something that I need to practice and I need to get better at. Now, to kind of factor that in a little bit on Assetto Corsa, I actually drove the whole track in only 4th gear and I got a time around 1 minute and 34 seconds. So after kind of setting that time, now it's kind of been a few days, but I've reached out to Abe and I've kind of talked to him a little bit about the times that I've gotten with the GR86, and he kind of felt that it was fast too. It's same as me. So we kind of thought that maybe it was the model that I got for the GR86. It was running a little faster than stock, possibly some tires as well. The tires on the GR86 aren't eco tires, which mine are in real life are the Michelin Premises. So it won't be as grippy as it is with the tires that are on the model. So to kind of factor that all in as well, we thought maybe it'd be a good idea to run the Toyota GT86 that Assetto Corsa comes with and see what times I was getting around with the GT86. So let me show you that here right now. And for the GT86, you can see that I ran a 1 minute 39.604 seconds as my best lap for the GT86. Now my best time for the GR86 is 1 minute 31.496 seconds, which is just 8 seconds slower for the GT86, which is still a really good time for a GT86. And I was running on eco tires for the GT86. So if I can get between those times in the GR86 in real life, going around Hallett, I think I'm gonna be pretty happy. I mean, if I can beat 140, I'll be really happy actually. So we'll see what happens when we take the GR86 out on track. I'm going to keep practicing on the simulation so that I can remember all the corners and what speeds I need to be at. I am going to try and see if I can't learn how to heel toe. I probably won't be able to learn how to heel toe very quickly, so I probably won't use that. But be sure to check out EKO Sim Racing's Hallett track and all the other tracks that he's created. And be sure to like the video and subscribe to Gas and Watts. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Please help us out. With that, I'll see you next time.